Hey guys, it's Paul and welcome back to my channel. It's Tuesday and you know what that means? It's Tuesdays with Richard. Hey babe.
Hi. He had schmutz on his forehead.
Whoopsie.
So, what's going on?
Well, we just got back from New York City and you might have seen on my Instagram stories that last week we filmed an episode of Tuesdays with Richard in New York, but unfortunately we were not able to post it. Maybe I'll be able to tell you the story sometime, but probably not right now. But we thought it'd be fun to do a recap of our New York City trip, some ups, some downs, some all around. We had a really good time with my brother, his girlfriend, my dad, and my mom.
Yes.
And all of my friends.
Yes, we had such a great time.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start because we flew in, so randomly, Paul flew in a couple days early to work. However, I was like, you know what, I'll fly in, we'll take the red eye. Well, Paul's parents we were all on the same flight, so it worked out really well, unplanned. Anyhow, follow everybody, that's his new name. Paul forwards me the email of the Airbnb instructions, so I'm like, okay, we got this. He's already sent me everything. I know where to get the key. So we take a taxi to the Airbnb in the West Village, and I read the instructions that says, find the coffee shop. And then there's like an attachment with all the instructions of like which key to use to get into the door, and then to get into the actual apartment. Yeah. All these instructions. So I'm like, okay, shouldn't be that hard, right? We get there. Now, there is the Black Pussycat bar underneath, which was #1 sign of like, where the hell are we staying? Number 2, there was a McDonald's next door and then a 7-Eleven across the street. No coffee shop.
Zero.
Like, zero. There was one, like, maybe 75 yards east of us. I think it was east. I don't know, I'm gonna go with east because I'm gonna go with it. However, I walk into this little Asian like coffee shop, pastry shop, and I'm like, do you have the keys to the Airbnb? And the lady was like, what? No. Like, get out of my shop. She thought I was crazy.
I conveniently,
and I don't blame her.
I forgot to send them that email about which coffee shop the keys were being held at.
Well, long story
and I was still asleep.
Short, I called Paul like 55 times. His parents were like, what's happening? What, you know, we have all of our bags, all of our luggage. We're just sitting there. And mind you, it's 7 a.m. So we're still kind of tired. Paul, I go to the 7-Eleven, there's like a digital key box, and I'm like, okay, this has to be it, like easy. Not a coffee shop, but Paul's dad's like, yeah, you know, maybe they just call 7-Elevens coffee shops. I don't know. Nonetheless, Paul's dad went to, I'm gonna say about 8 different coffee shops in the West Village. Finally, 3 blocks away, found the actual coffee shop. Yeah. And
I mean, God bless my father.
God bless him. Thank God for him, because we would still be standing outside.
The fat black pussycat.
Yeah. So
then I woke up like 2 hours later and to all these emails and texts and phone calls and I was like, oh, this is great.
Oh, no. He does not say that. He's like, no, babe, I sent everything to you. I know I did. I'm like, okay, read your sent box.
And I go,
he looks at it and was like, oh, I'm sorry. Not okay. Luckily, I was eating at one of my favorite delis called Katz's Delis. They have the best bagels and lox. So I was enjoying that while he called, so he didn't get an earful. But the rest is history. After that, we had a magnificent trip. No issues, it was smooth sailing. But it was just worrisome starting the trip out that way.
Oops. Well, some hot...
That's what I wanted to do. Maybe I can get it out now.
No. Some highlights of the trip, some great restaurants that we can absolutely recommend. We love ABCv. It is a vegan vegetarian restaurant in ABC Carpet and Home. Really, really delicious.
ABC Carpet at Home is amazing.
Oh yeah, we would
Like,
love to finish our home there.
Even if you are waiting for ABCv, you need to go to the store next to them because it's amazing.
Definitely get the roasted cauliflower head, like all of it. It's so good, so tasty. And then I'd also recommend the coconut panna cotta, which is out of this world. Another amazing restaurant on the complete other side of the spectrum, Del Posto. We had their 8-course tasting, 100% splurge worthy. Really, 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 really highly recommend that. They could even accommodate some crazy person like me asking for gluten-free and dairy-free options. The gluten-free, dairy-free dessert blew my mind.
But
what?
He eats butter, so he pretty much was like gluten-free, dairy-free, but eat butter. And they were so confused, but they still accommodated.
No, they were not confused. They said, "Is a little butter okay?" And I said, "Yes." Are you kidding me right now?
No,
Always trying to throw me under that bus. Well, the bus keeps on moving and got you. Bloop, blop, bleep. Goodbye. Okay, so next story.
Everyone, Paul's middle name is Messy.
Actually, the middle name is Darby.
Well, you're lucky for that.
So the next story I'm gonna tell is about my dad, and we had amazing Chinese food in Chinatown, and my dad, I'm not gonna say he has the best manners in town when it comes to his table etiquette. He proceeded.
But he puts on a good show.
He puts on a great show.
The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
Well, you know, I will take it. My dad orders a whole fish, and it's like fried and covered in sweet and sour sauce, red sauce. It's not cute to
We're
look
in
at.
Chinatown.
We're in Chinatown,
so the food is like
it's authentic.
legit. It's really good.
Legit. And Richard, I don't know why you're doing that. You're like squeezing my love handle right now.
And why else is it called a love handle?
Okay, well, I appreciate you not ever doing that ever again. Thank you so much. Interrupting my story. I was like, okay. Just keep on telling the story, you'll make it through. Anyway,
let's talk about that real quick.
Talk about what?
Why is it called the love handle?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. I want to finish my story. Then we can talk about it.
Okay, Verbosa.
Are you kidding me? The story that you just told.
Just keep going.
Okay. So he starts trying to eat this fish with his chopsticks. And he's really struggling. Chopsticks have never really been a thing that my dad's been good at. I have to say, doing chopsticks is like
He just sounded like his father.
It's a talent. It's what are you doing right now? Get your hand away from me. Natural. Okay. So then he just throws the chopsticks down and just starts going to town on this fish with his hands, just like pulling meat off of its bones, and then he picks up the fish head and sucks out the eyes, and my dad is just like red sauce all over his face, licking his fingers. If you follow me on Instagram and watch my stories, you saw this. I'm actually gonna post it right here for you to see. But it was just really mortifying. Not really for me, but for my brother's girlfriend. It was pretty fun to watch her reaction to my dad enjoying that entire fish. And also, like, side note, she's vegan, so like that was like extra icing on the cake.
She seemed to enjoy her meal though.
Yeah, her meal looked great for sure. Do we have any other like really good stories?
Yeah, so later that evening we walked across the Manhattan Bridge and we ended up at this place called Junior's.
Oh yes, Junior's.
And
so
Junior's was poppin'.
It was poppin'. It was
on
like
a
after
Saturday
midnight.
Yeah, it was like midnight.
They're open 24 hours.
So we were still on Pacific time, so we were still up and ready to go. So we walked into Junior's and Paul's attempting to grab my love handle, and there's not much there.
There's some
ladies and gents.
There's some there.
Ooh.
There's
Okay, anyhow. You're welcome. So we're walking to Junior's and Paul's dad looks over us and he goes, boys, I think right there we have some ladies of the night.
And I'm like,
Paul and I are like, what? No, like that's just how
people dress these
they're
days.
dressing after the club.
Yeah,
and
they
he's
were-
like, no way.
No, they were definitely paid to be here.
No, that was after the club.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
Wait,
really fun.
if that's after the club, what was during the club? How are they dressed during the club?
The same way. Like, that was club attire. Anyhow, in the men's bathroom, there was blood.
There was blood on the floor in the men's
On the
bathroom.
floor. Like a
And
little
then-
bit.
no.
Like someone maybe like had a bloody nose.
But still,
But
we told our waiter, and our waiter was just like, like didn't care.
Juniors is in Brooklyn. I mean, I thought Brooklyn was, you know, up and coming.
This part of
but
Brooklyn's still savage.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
They have the best cheesecake, but I didn't eat it.
Then we find out there was blood in the girls' bathroom too.
I don't know where that came from.
You know, whatever. Anyhow, we then walked back.
Oh wait! I have a story from juniors. So our our waiter, his name was
Hawk.
H-A-Q, right?
Yes. I was gonna say K, but
No, it was H-A-Q. And my dad's just very,
when he gets back in like Brooklyn,
he
I
gets
think it
very
really
just
comes
like,
out.
you know, crazy. And
In
he
a good
loves to tell anyone who helps him that he loves them. Like he goes, Hawk, I love you so much. And my dad doesn't really drink at all either. So this is just him, like normal.
He wasn't at the club.
He was
everybody.
not at the club. And Hawk goes, okay, I'm sorry, so I can't. And then my dad keeps on saying it, and Hawk just gets really awkward, uncomfortable.
And Hawk also refers to himself in third person
as
the Hawk.
The Hawk.
Yeah.
The Hawk, the Hawk.
The tomato. The Hawk can't do that.
Yeah.
The Hawk can't do that.
But seriously, if you want to show juniors, not only do they have really good food, like they bring you pickles and pickled beets and
Pickles
coleslaw just with your order.
Cheesecake was off the
Yeah, the
charts.
cheesecake's
New York,
good.
it was real New York
couldn't have it,
cheesecake. I did. What else was good? Actually, I think that's all we got. We got pickles, beets, and cheesecake.
I mean, it makes sense.
It was great.
It's because
It was a good
Max's
night.
girlfriend and I needed something to eat because hashtag dairy free except for butter, I guess.
Yeah.
I have my,
Yeah. You've been spitting continuously.
great.
Anyhow, so we then walked across the Brooklyn Bridge, and
so nice.
it was so beautiful.
It was so
It
beautiful
great.
out, yeah.
We probably averaged at least
10 miles a day.
Yeah, 10 miles a day.
At least.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
So we walked a lot. Weather was great for the most part. And you know, it's just so nice to see Paul, like, you know, connect with like his friends and like
some great
they've,
business
like, now-
opportunities as well.
That is true.
Yeah.
But it's just nice to see that and like, you know, be a part of it. It's nice.
And yeah, so stay tuned for next week's.
Stay tuned for next week.
Next
We will
week.
be going to Cabo.
So we are going to be tan AF.
So get ready.
Hey.
Hey.
Hatcher.
Hatcher's chewing on the cord. This
Stop.
is not good.
Okay.
Hey, buddy. Okay, we gotta go.
Okay, bye. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in for this week's episode of Tuesdays with Richard. It means so much to have you as part of our Tuesdays with Richard community. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up and let us know if there's somewhere we have to check out next time we go to New York. Once again, thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe, like, give it the big thumbs up. And we will see you next week for another episode of Tuesdays with Richard and Hatcher. Oh yeah, you're such a good boy. Oh,
Love
you're
give
so
kisses.
sleepy. Bye guys.
Bye.
Hey guys, it's Paul and welcome back to my channel. It's Tuesday and you know what that means? It's Tuesdays with the Fishman!
Yeah!
Fishman, meet the Fishman, they're a bottom on it.